All right, we are live. Is being a content creator hard? Is it difficult? It depends what we're talking about. So, are we talking about the hate comments that you're going to get, because hate comments are guaranteed? Are we talking about how hard it is to make the videos? Are we talking about how hard it is to grow? It depends what we're talking about. And for different people, different challenges are going to stand out as, oh yeah, this is going to be really hard. But for other people, it'll be very easy. So one of the first things that comes to mind when you're talking about whether or not content creation is hard is the hate and the judgment. Because most people are afraid of that, right? When you talk to people, hey, are you interested in content creation? Would you like to do this? Right? Because people will talk about it. Like, I'm a content creator, so people will start asking me questions about it. So I'll ask them, hey man, have you thought about doing this? I think you'd be a good fit if you made content about X, Y, and Z. And they'll come up with a whole list of excuses. But if you really think about it, if it really comes down to it, why do they make all these excuses that prevent them from starting a YouTube channel or a TikTok page or a Twitch and live streaming? What is it that stops them? Right? I really want you to think about this. What exactly is the root cause? Because it's not that they don't have the perfect camera. It's not that they don't have this Rode NT1 mic that I have here. It's that they're afraid of judgment. They're afraid of haters. They're afraid of people telling them that they suck, telling them that their videos are bad, telling them that they should quit, whatever the hell people are going to say. And this hate can come online or it can come offline, right? Your friends might make fun of you for making YouTube videos, your family. So people are anticipating this, right? They're anticipating the hate. And actually, they're quite smart for this. They're quite smart because humans, right, their brains can predict the future. So we can kind of think ahead. We can think, okay, what's going to happen if I do this? Okay, people are going to hate. Cool. You're using your predictive powers to see people are going to hate if I post content. Okay, cool. Why does that have to stop you? That's the question now, because you can also use those predictive powers to say, hey, people will like what I post. People will enjoy it, right? The right people will find your videos and they'll be like, this is some good shit. Time to hit subscribe. All right, so there's always going to be haters. There's always going to be critics. There's always going to be people who judge you for making content. It is guaranteed. If there's one thing I can guarantee you, it's that you will get haters, right? If you're out here and you're making videos, 100%, 1000% guaranteed. I can't guarantee you 10,000 subscribers, but I can definitely guarantee you that you will get hate comments. You start getting views, they'll come in. And really, it's just a test. You have to see it as a test. Like, are you going to fold to the haters and just have an emotional reaction and just get all sad? Or are you just going to look at it, shrug your shoulders, and post the next video? That's the question. And if you already are somebody who has like mental fortitude, it's going to be very easy for you to handle those hate comments. And it's funny to me because I see a lot of people who are like super social. Like, you see people who are just the life of the party whenever you're hanging out with them, whether it's a family member, a friend, whatever. But if you sit down with these people and you talk with them about making content, they'll be like, I don't want to do that. I'm scared of people hating on me. It's like the exact person you think who wouldn't care about hate comments cares about it. That's the most interesting thing. So I don't think it's hard. I really don't think it's hard to handle hate. I think that part of things, not difficult, because soon enough, as you keep posting, you're going to see everything. You're going to see every possible shit thing that people can say about you. You're going to have every single objection, every single insult. It's all going to come if you're actually out here posting like you should be. And I think that it makes you stronger, right? It makes you stronger to see all these comments coming your way. and to just handle the heat, right? You just have to stand up to it. It's just is what it is, right? It's just part of the process. And the best policy is to just ignore it and then keep posting. So this stream, I'm going to be going into this topic of whether content creation is hard, but we're also going to react to some content, give my take on what's going on, how the channel's growing, right? I have a channel with over 135,000 subscribers. I've been a YouTuber for years, so I'll give my critique and my insight as well on why videos are successful, and we'll just enjoy some content that pops up on the YouTube homepage. But yeah, is it hard to make videos? I mean, it can be hard sometimes to see all those hate comments. Like, not even because of what they're saying, but just the sheer quantity of them, right? It can be hard because you're like, this is a message that needs to be understood by people, but instead of understanding the message, they're just attacking the messenger because they don't like it. And that's what I'll see on my Roblox channel when I post a hard, controversial truth about Roblox game development, like Roblox being a business, how to best operate in this market now. Lots of haters. And I think it's not even about what they say, it's just about the fact that they don't understand it. That can be the most difficult thing because you're not concerned about their opinion, but you're concerned, like, people who don't take the time to understand what you say will stay in a bad mindset and a bad approach because they won't listen to you. Because they're so stubborn. But at the same time, you kind of start to appreciate them because these same people who try and criticize you will end up writing books and essays on every single video as you keep posting. Literally, they will come in your comments the first second that your video drops, and they will post a long-ass reply. It's like, thank you very much, man. You just made the video get boosted in the algorithm. I'm not going to read all that. Right? I've said this before. Hate comments are a waste. They're a waste of your breath. They're a waste of your typing. You'd be better off making a hate video. But most haters do not have the balls to come on camera and make a hate video. They just don't. But hey, you would get views yourself if you did that. Go ahead, right? By all means, make a hate video for SmartyRBX. Give me some free marketing. I would greatly appreciate that very much. Right? But you can keep doing it in the replies if you want. I'll take that as well. But yeah, at a certain point, the hate just becomes funny, right? It's just a joke because you see the same objections again and again. It's like, are these people okay? Like, they're just repeating the exact same shit that the next guy said, right? People get very angry, very heated about certain things you say. When you're just stating what you think, you're just saying, hey, this is how it is. And then people want to have a whole storm in the comments. They want to come down with lightning and thunder in their replies, trying to take you down. All right, go ahead, bro. Go ahead and try. Thank you for getting the video more views. That's how you are supposed to see it at the end of the day. See if this other phone here is charged. Pull up my chat on a second phone. My iPhone, it's shutting off on me because I like to set the phone up in the windowsill in my shower. I know. Content addict. I love YouTube. That's why I post on it. And the condensation gets into it, so I think I'm having a problem again. For a while, I had a green phone screen, and the phone was just unusable. I had to replace the screen because I got water in it. This thing won't turn on. So I have to use my second phone. Hopefully this one isn't breaking. I'm just letting it dry out. But yeah, I want to do live streams. So people talk about the difficulty of content creation And I am starting to really love live streaming because live streams are easy, right? And people will say, oh, it's just low effort content, right? When you don't edit your videos, like say you post a long YouTube video in the format of a podcast. You don't edit your videos, you're lazy, right? They see efficiency and they see a raw, authentic video and they call it laziness because they don't understand content creation. Live streams are in the same vein, right? They're just like that. Like if you post just a raw, unedited video of you talking. Except live streams are different in that nobody expects the video to be polished. Nobody expects you to come on camera with the perfect speech, like the presidential opening speech. Donald Trump getting elected into the White House. I wonder how long he practiced that. Or Obama, right? You don't have to have this polished speech like a president stepping onto the podium. You just have to get on camera and just talk shit, like, or talk about something you're into, or react to something. Half the people out here who are making live streams say nothing of value. Like, let's just be honest. So not to hate on him, but like Aiden Ross, does he really say anything valuable in his streams? Not really. Nothing that's going to help you to change your life in some way. Not anything that's going to help you learn a new skill. But he does provide the entertainment. So live streams are very easy, even for the top live streamers. Like the actual act of sitting down and pressing live stream is super easy. Like, let me just show you. This is Streamlabs. Okay? Streamlabs here. I click 2 buttons to start streaming. 2. So anybody can do this, right? So when people say there's excuses to making YouTube videos, dude, do you see this? Do you see this right here? Or to making content, right? Do you see this? It takes 2 clicks. Download this damn program, Streamlabs, and just start your stream. I swear to God, live streaming is one of the best content styles for people to make when they're new. Because you're just talking off the top of your head. Nobody expects it to be perfect. People will watch because it's just immediate and it's right there. People like that because it's like the news. Everybody wants what's happening now. Nobody cares about what happened yesterday. That's why people watch live streams. They don't expect perfection. All right, got my thumbnail here. Is it hard to make thumbnails? It doesn't have to be. You don't need perfect thumbnails. I used to spend a lot of time on them. Now I don't. I still get views on SmartyRBX. This channel, I have thumbnails that do better than others, and they are extremely simple. I don't want to spend a ton of time on the thumbnails. I'm focused on getting volume out because I believe quantity comes from quality. When I make a ton of videos, best believe those videos are going to get better, right? Especially if you come to the camera and you're like, time to improve. All right, I'm going to make this thing better. I'm going to tell a story here that I didn't tell before. I'm going to make a joke there. Okay, let's check this out. What do we got to react to here? If you're thinking of quitting
Scientists are shocked by what 15 minutes of this morning ritual does to your brain. It unlocks the superhuman memory you had since birth. Give me 60 seconds to explain.
If you're at a...
Dude, why does this video look like that? Is it? Okay. It's because it was on 720p. I hope it is.
If you're at a point with YouTube...
Why does he start the video like that with that blur? I wouldn't do that effect.
Where you're...
It's kind of like what I've seen in Roblox games. Like, people will put the blur effect on there, and they're like, okay, this map looks beautiful. It's like, no, dude, it looks like I'm looking through foggy glasses at your game. It looks horrible. But let's continue on. Let's let him speak. I'm sure he has some good advice.
You're seriously
just do not like that. I do not like that effect, man.
Thinking or considering the idea of quitting, just pause for a second and don't quit yet. Because chances are it's extremely likely that the reason you want to quit isn't actually because YouTube doesn't work for you. I really, really do not believe that. In fact, it's probably because you're either looking at the wrong results or you're building the wrong type of channel, and that's why YouTube's not working for you. And once you see this differentiation, clearly everything will change for you. I've seen it over and over again. I've worked with over 100 creators and helping them grow on YouTube. Creators grind for months.
He's establishing authority right there. So that's why he said that. So if you want to know why people will state like, I've worked with all these people, or I've made this game on Roblox, whatever. It's to establish authority, because then people believe you. That's basically how it works. It's just persuasion. So if you're saying, I did this, now people trust you to talk on that topic. And it's essential, right? Because a lot of people think, if you mention your accomplishments, you're bragging. No, you aren't. No, you are not. You are establishing authority. There's a big difference between bragging and stating your value, right? Stating your status in a field. And the difference is, are you looking to establish authority, or are you looking to just seek validation and make people like you? Like, are you trying to get a bunch of positive comments by doing that? No, like it might be a side effect, but that's not the goal. He's saying this to establish authority. So people will get this confused because normies think that all statements that are positive about yourself are bragging, which is bullshit.
Seen it over and over again. I've worked with over 100 creators and helping them grow on YouTube. Creators grind for months, sometimes even years, and then they just disappear. And kudos to them for trying so long. But the sad part is most of them quit for reasons that could have been completely avoided or solved, which is why I want to break this down into the 3 big reasons that I see most often as to why people quit. And more importantly, if you're in one of these phases or pillars that we're going to talk about, how you can get through it and actually overcome it so you don't need to quit and you can experience the power of YouTube when it works for you. So the first thing I see most often as to why people quit is usually because they're not getting views or subscribers. And this is by far, as I said, the most common reason, right? You're posting, you're editing, you're showing up, great job, right? But the problem is nothing seems to move. Like nothing you're doing is making the needle move, and it's demoralizing. But here's the thing, the problem usually isn't you, as I said.
They don't believe how toxic this is.
Ads.
If you're still using a plastic or wooden cutting board, you need to hear this. I never post stuff like...
The problem is that you're not playing the game right, or you're playing the game blind, because YouTube's not about uploading and then just hoping that the algorithm will magically bless you with views or subscribers. That is not how YouTube works, which is why what I'm about to tell you, if you take anything away from this video, take this. YouTube is about people, humans, and humans click and watch videos for very predictable psychological reasons. And if you don't understand that psychology, you'll always feel like you're guessing. But once you do understand...
He's 100% right. People think YouTube is all about gaming the algorithm. It's all about people. Like, what is the algorithm designed to do? The algorithm is designed to take your video to individuals. It's designed to take your video to human beings, right? The algorithm is just the bridge between your video and the people that it is designed to be watched by. It's the bridge between your video and its target audience. So obsessing over the bridge is kind of stupid, right? You want to focus more on the vehicle and your destination. You don't drive a car and think, oh, I just love this bridge. You don't like stop your car halfway to your destination and start studying the bridge that it's driving on. Oh man, I think this was made out of concrete in the 1910s, and I just think, oh my God, I just fucking love the architecture. Like, you aren't an architect. Like, if you're an architect watching this, cool. What's up? But you are not an architect in 99% of cases. So why are you studying the bridge? You don't need to study the YouTube algorithm. It's good to know a couple things about it, but really, you need to focus on the people, which is what the algorithm is designed to serve.
understand it, it's like flipping on a light switch. I have paid a lot of money for mentorship and coaching. I have read probably any marketing book that you put in front of me. I could confidently say I've likely read it. Business books, you name it. Something that I constantly see between the differentiation between some of the biggest marketers where it feels like marketing or getting in front of people is like on easy mode. They understand human psychology. That is literally the biggest thing, the biggest difference. Understanding which psychological triggers evoke what and certain psychological principles.
This is something that people just don't want to hear most of the time. Like, people think that it is bad or manipulative to tap into psychology. Like, that's the craziest thing, because you're doing it anyways. You're doing it no matter what. The second words come out of your mouth, you're tapping into people's psychology. You will always be manipulating people, if you want to use that term. You will always be influencing people in some way, right? Yeah, are there bad uses of psychology? Are there manipulations? Yes, like lying, sure. But when we're talking about influence, most of this stuff, it's just ways to affect the human mind. And that's what you have to understand in YouTube to dominate that game, or in Roblox game development to dominate that. Now, thing is, in Roblox, it's incredibly controversial to talk about these topics. It is the most taboo field I've seen around psychology, right? People don't want to talk about how to tap into player psychology. It is the place where you're going to be called a cash grabber, a slop dev, a dopamine farmer, right? They come up with all kinds of names on Roblox, but it's just the same game, right? Roblox is effectively YouTube for games, right? One Cole has said that in the past. Plenty of Roblox devs, including myself, have said that. It is social media for games, right? And on social media, you are interacting with people, and people are run by what? Their brain. So you got to understand that and how to influence that, or else you're going to fail. It's just how it is. And people love to hate on that on Roblox. On YouTube, it's a little less stigmatized. It's interesting. So this guy talking about this, he's not going to get a bunch of people saying, "Oh my God, you're telling people to manipulate your viewers by picking the right topic." But if you do that on Roblox, people are like, "Oh my God." Like, if you say, you got to understand dopamine. "Oh my God, he's making a dopamine farming game. Burn him at the stake." Hilarious how things work in different fields. All right, let's continue.
You don't need to go become a psychologist. Just understand human psychology in terms of how they view content. And in terms of...
You might get some hate commenters calling it manipulative to use human psychology. It would be a lot less likely when you're talking about YouTube, because they're grown adults. Like, most of the people watching this video, they're grown adults. When you're talking to the Roblox developer audience, or the Roblox audience, like I do on SmartyRBX, my main channel, or my biggest channel, it has a lot of teens and kids, so they think that, like, tapping into psychology is just wrong by default. So let's see here. People are a lot more, obviously, they're a lot more mature in the space because they're adults. So me bringing in business thinking, psychology, marketing to the Roblox developer space is something that it's going to be controversial. And a huge part of that is, well, first of all, it's people thinking like hobbyists, like you can't have any form of strategy. You got to be all about passion. But it's also just the younger audience. They don't get it. It's just like they don't get money. They'll call you greedy if you talk about how to make money on Roblox. Like, you just said how to make money. You didn't say make a free Robux generator site. You didn't say some bullshit like that. You said how to make a game to earn some cash. But kids, because they don't understand money, they just assume any pursuit of it is evil. Right? So a lot of them, I mean, it just comes from like the media. A lot of these ideas, and kids just soak that right up. But the second that they become an adult, they typically start to realize, yeah, money's important. You need money to live. And thinking that money is bad by default, thinking that it's always greed, is a mental trap, because it's not. It just is not, and it will prevent you from making money if that's what you think. So some people are angry in these comment sections because they're saying they don't want to understand psychology. It's just too hard. So you will get haters like that, or not haters, but just commenters like that. They'll say, psychology, it's just too hard to understand. I give up. Because they want it to just be about meritocracy. They want it to just be about hard work, but it's not. It's about marketing. And marketing involves understanding your audience and then appealing to their needs, wants, desires, fears, pain points, etc. And then using that to guide them in the direction of a solution. Problem and solution. You got a problem? Oh, you want something. You want a lot of money. You want to get a girlfriend. You want to make a hit Roblox game. Okay, cool. I'm going to sell you this solution. That can be in the form of a tip in a YouTube video, or it can be the form of a course, or it can be a movement of some sorts, or it can be a community, it can be coaching, whatever, right? It's problem and solution. It's problem solving. But to solve people's problems and to market to them properly, you have to understand the problem and appeal to that rather than just jumping straight to the solution. Hey guys, here's the solution. What is this solution for? I don't get it. Like, that's why people don't watch videos a lot of the time, is because the video is just about the solution. It's not about the problem. People only care about their problems. So that's why videos on my channel, like, I know this channel, definitely not as big as Smarty RBX just yet, but the most popular videos, what are they? It's how to make money. It's how to make money, because that's a problem everyone has. Even if they don't have financial struggles, it's like, I want more money. Who doesn't want more money? People always want to get more money. So that's what marketing is in simple terms. Because really, a lot of our problems in life just come from overcomplicating shit. Like, oh my God, I need to know everything about marketing. I got to read all these books. Right, like me. Like, why the hell? Why in the hell do I have all these books on marketing? Because I used to be in this perfectionist mindset. Like, oh, I got to read all the books on this shit. Let's take a look here. We got what? We got all this. We got all these books. I don't need these. There's some core principles that you want to understand, sure. Right, like .com Secrets, good book. But beyond that, like, most study in a field without action is just mental masturbation. It's like, okay, another book. You're just jerking off to books. It's just a waste of your time. Persuasion, like this, I'm sure this has important information, but me sitting down and reading this book, is that going to get me more than sitting down and recording 5 YouTube videos, 20 YouTube videos, right? It'll take hours to read a book. I mean, I could be a pretty slow reader. So who knows how long it would take me. I could record like 50 YouTube videos in the time it'll take me to finish that. That's the question, right? It's a question of ROI. And it's a question of simplicity. You boil things down to the basics. Like, okay, make videos solving people's problems, appeal to the problem and the pain point inside of the thumbnail and the title. That's it. Do that. Or like what they want to watch if you're entertainment focused. Do that, you're going to get views. You will. But then you start overcomplicating things, reading all these books about YouTube. Oh, now I want to read the YouTube formula by whoever made that book. I have it up there. I want to read all these books. I want to read Roberto Blake's book, The Creator Economy. I want to read all this stuff. Now you aren't actually posting, which is the only action that leads to you growing your YouTube channel and making money. So a lot of the knowledge seeking that we see from people, like, knowledge is important, but action is more important. So a lot of this knowledge seeking comes from this perfectionist mindset. Like, you need to be perfect. You need to know everything before you start. And this is largely programmed into you by school, right? Like, school is like constantly hammering you with books and papers and all this stuff. It's all about reading and researching things, but it's very rarely, if ever, about taking action in the real world. You might do a project, sure, but that project never is about something important. It's never like, hey guys, The assignment for class in this coding class is for you to make a Roblox game that you're actually going to release. Like, usually it's just about the coding. It's just about the hard skills. Like, what about the marketing? What about dropping this game? What about making some money from my class? No, sir. This is all about the grade, never about the money. What the fuck? What are we talking about? All right, back to the video.
How they buy things and certain common triggers, right? Like novelty and the psychological principles behind that. In the book Diary of a CEO, Stephen Bartlett has a few chapters all about this that were like revolutionary for me. But for now, here are 2 practical principles that you can actually use and implement right away. The first one is using curiosity gaps, because the brain hates open loops. In psychology, this is referred to as something called the Zeigarnik effect, and it's what Netflix or other streaming sites often use at the end of a TV show or movie to make you want to watch the next one. They evoke or have a...
You know, you can also do this in the long run, right? So you can do this in the long term. You can say, oh, in 6 months or in a month, I'm releasing this guide or this new course. Like Alex Hormozi's book, he did this big book launch. He was like, okay, this is the $100 million money models. It's dropping in 7 days. We're going to do this big launch. That creates an open loop in people's minds. Like, oh shit, I have to know about this book. I have to be at the event. Like, people are always thinking about it. And by making it so that there's a delay in releasing the book, there's like a week delay or a month delay, and you're just hyping it up that whole time, the open loop stays in people's minds, and they're very excited to see it. And it has a bigger impact, right? And they're more invested in it than if Alex Hormozi had just dropped the book instantly the first day he started advertising it. Same principle applies long term. So good thing he's actually bringing up real sauce instead of like, oh, just be consistent, bro, and it'll all work out. Like, consistency is important, but it's not everything.
A cause of an open loop. They implement an open loop. They leave it on a cliffhanger. That's probably the best term that you would recognize that at. But
what's up, Axio? How's it going, man? I see you.
This is stemmed from a psychological principle called the Zeigarnik effect. So if the biggest streaming services and creators are doing this, why are you not doing this? It's like playing content on easy mode because you're playing into human psychology. And if your title and thumbnail open a question in someone's head, right? If it evokes any sort of curiosity, a question that they need answered, if it hits on a pain point, they cannot help but click on that video. For example, let's take the editing niche, right? Let's come up with 2 titles for the editing niche. Let's say we come out with a video and the first title is editing mistakes to avoid. Now let's say we come out with the same video, but let's use this title instead. Why nobody talks about this editing mistake. One makes you scroll past and not have any emotion evoked, and the other makes you curious. It makes your brain itch, and the only way to scratch that itch that our brain has is to click and watch the video. The next psychological principle or trigger that you can implement right now in your content is identity triggers, okay? So people don't just watch content. They watch content that reflects who they are or who they want to be.
All right, I'm back.
So instead of making, again, with the editing niche as an example, 10 editing tips video, frame it as how pro editors edit 10 times faster, right? By doing this, you're signaling an identity that they want to achieve. You're speaking to who they want to become. That's why if I'm targeting brand new YouTubers, I could say, here's how to grow 1,000 subscribers extremely fast, right? I would optimize that a little bit, but it's placing or positioning your video into their desired identity. And when you learn how to consistently tap into human psychology, views and subscribers, they stop feeling like luck or like something that's impossible to get, and they start becoming inevitable. Now, the second reason I see most people wanting to quit is because they're just not enjoying what they're creating. And this usually happens because creators start chasing what they think is only going to get views instead of what they actually like to make. And this is one of the biggest traps that I have seen creators fail in several times, because even if it works at first, you'll build yourself into a prison. Imagine spending years creating content that you secretly hate just because you thought it was the right vehicle or the right niche for.
He's right, but he's also wrong at the same time. So what he's saying is true, right? Like, you might, if you aren't making content you're passionate about, you're just gonna be making videos you just cannot continue to make because you're digging yourself into this hole. And that's true, but also at the same time, if all you post is just what you want to post, then there's a chance that people aren't interested in it. A big chance. So I call this viewer-centric content versus self-centric content. So self-centric content, that's about what you want to post. That's your interests. Viewer-centric content, that's revolving around the viewer psychology, the viewer interests, what they would want you to post. And like he's talking about here, he's saying if you just lean into viewer-centric content, it's going to feel empty. You're just making what other people want you to make. That can be very true, especially in content creation. I think with Roblox development, like some of my Roblox viewers I'm sure are here, it's different because it's a Roblox game. So these are different things. With content, you're talking to the camera, you're showing your personality. So having more of that self-centric content, more of your passion in it, can actually be valuable. With a Roblox game, it's a different thing because you're not like recording yourself to make a game. But what he's saying is that the viewer-centric content, if that's all you do, will make you burn out. Can be very true. But if you just make self-centric content, well, now people might just lose interest in it because you're just posting what you care about. So for me on Smarty RBX, right, people will point this out. Oh, Smarty, right now you're getting less views. True. Why is that? Because I'm posting more on the self-centric content side. I know that that content is going to get less views if I'm posting just what I want to post. Right? I'm posting things that many people disagree with, posting my controversial views. 100% understand that. But that is a decision that is based on like my YouTube strategy, right? I built my channel up to that point. I've made a lot of viewer-centric content in the past. I have the audience built up. I'm posting videos that I think people need, but I'm also posting a lot of things that are just this is exactly what I think about Roblox development. And the problem comes in with this, where when you're just posting self-centric content, your views go down. So you need to have some viewer-centric content. You need to have some videos that are what people want to see, even if you don't feel passionate about making those videos. That doesn't mean that you make videos that are saying things you disagree with, but it means that you make videos on topics that you might not be interested in yourself, but you know your audience will be. Like for me, I'm interested in talking about business. Most viewers don't care about that. Right? Most viewers just want to learn like how to script. Right? And for me, talking about scripting is mostly boring because I'd rather talk about business. Right? But it's a trade-off, right? I got to also make the viewer-centric content to pull in new viewers and to make those high-view viral videos. And I can keep making the self-centric content for my own personal fulfillment and for my own desire to share certain topics like business in Roblox. But there's a balance, and you decide what that balance is. You decide the ratio. How much viewer-centric content am I going to post? How much self-centric content? And I think you go through different periods in your YouTube career where, okay, right now I'm just posting what people want to see. I'm posting about how to earn Robux. I'm posting about scripting. I'm posting about building tips. But then you shift into a period after you get a lot of views, after you have a consistent, loyal fan base, where you just post what you want to post. Roblox is a business. Strategy first Roblox game development is the way forward for devs. All this stuff. Yes. Will people disagree? A lot of people will. But you're posting what you want to post. And because you've built up that audience to that point, following strategy, now you can focus more on the topic that you're passionate about, the topic that you are invested in personally. For me, I'll be honest, like me posting videos about strategy first is an exercise in selfishness. It's an exercise in posting videos that help me. I'm posting videos that I wish existed for years. I wish these videos existed back when I was a new dev because they are so helpful. It is what devs need to hear. That just following your passion doesn't work. Trying to make the most complex Roblox game in the world on day one does not work. You got to start simple. You got to make simple games first, and you got to appeal to player psychology. All of the axioms of strategy first. That is the most important things that developers can hear. So in doing that, in talking about that topic, right, in talking about what I want to talk about relentlessly, there's a trade-off, right? Because usually that won't get as many views. So you have to determine the balance as you go through your career. For me, I'm definitely not going to stop the self-centered content. I'm definitely not going to stop talking about strategy first, but I will add in other things that pull in more views, like a new scripting guide. Absolutely. But you never want to change just because people are hating on you or criticizing you. You actually want to go stronger in that direction. So when people hate on you, that's a sign that you're striking a nerve. You're being polarizing. You're saying something that other people aren't saying. So it's not even a bad sign. It's not a bad sign to see hate, right? It's just a sign, right? It's a sign that you are breaking the status quo. You are controlling the narrative. Like, people are being influenced by this. So haters try to take you down for that because it's like, oh no, this guy, he's on the rise here. He's teaching people about how Roblox is a business. I can't let him show people how Roblox actually works. I have to stop him at once, or else all these slop devs will come out of Smarty's channel and just start pumping the front page with more bad games, right? Because they don't like the message, right? They think that hate comments are the solution to stopping that message, when really hate comments just push the message out to more people. Why? It's engagement. It's showing the YouTube algorithm that people care about this. And believe it or not, your haters care about your content. Like, no person in their right minds writes a 6-paragraph essay below a YouTube video if they don't care about whatever it is that they're talking about very deeply. It's just that care can be love or hate. So you just have to embrace all of the attention, all the opinions, all the comments as a YouTuber, because hate is guaranteed, especially if you are not filtering yourself. Like, oh, I can't say Roblox is a business because then people will comment mean things. Dude, people are going to comment mean things no matter what. Even if you aren't saying your true views on whatever topic it is, even if you aren't saying what you think about politics, you're going to get hate comments. It's part of the process.
For you to take at that time for views or vanity metrics, that's burnout waiting to happen. Now, the solution to this is to reevaluate your content. And when you do so, you need...
Yes, but again, it can't just be self-centric content. You need to do viewer-centric content as well. And sometimes that involves making videos you aren't interested in. You are not interested in the video or the topic, but you post it because it will get views. Like, you aren't interested in scripting. Like, say you're not super interested in that, like me. Like, I'm interested in it, but not as interested in it as I am in business. Post about that anyways, because that'll get you views, and then those viewers can then come over to your more self-centric content.
You need to find synergy between three things: what you love or what your passion is, what creates impact in your eyes or what's the purpose, and thirdly, what you're actually good at or your skill. And this is where the Japanese concept of ikigai comes in. It's really what it talks about is finding the sweet spot between passion, purpose, and skill. And when your content sits at the intersection between those three pillars, creating doesn't drain you. It will begin to fuel you. It will begin to become one of your favorite activities that you do for yourself and for your business. Now, one exercise to help with this specifically, sit down and write 3 lists on a piece of paper. 1, topics you could talk about for hours without getting bored. Write down all of those. The second list, write down all the skills that you've built that actually can help people. And then third, write down all the problems that you care about solving for others. And then where those lists overlap with each other, that's your YouTube channel. That's your niche. That's what you talk about. Now, the last reason I see creators quitting is because of burnout. And yes, it's extremely real. YouTube can, that's what you talk about. Now, others, and then where those lists overlap with each other.
So he has a point. You have a point. You have a point, Dylan. Except if people just focus on what they're passionate about, it doesn't guarantee views. So people do need to keep that in mind, right? I think it's very valuable to write a list of all the things you're into. 100% agree. But at the same time, if people aren't interested in the things on that list, you're going to have to reevaluate, right? If you're writing down all these ideas and then you have an idea to make videos about skateboarding tricks and it's on a trick that nobody wants to learn, but you just love that trick, you love doing it, that's not going to guarantee views, even though you're passionate about it. So I think it's all about deciding the balance for yourself of viewer-centric content versus self-centric content. If you post enough self-centric content for your own personal fulfillment, and then you post enough viewer-centric content, and you find the right balance of the two, then you aren't going to burn out. Because, yeah, sometimes it can feel like a chore to make a video that you aren't so interested in. Like, say you don't like making Robux videos. Well, everybody wants to watch it. So make one of those from time to time to get new viewers into your channel, and then post about the advanced scripting topic you want to talk about the next day. Now in the chat here, this isn't Smarty. I can confirm this is Smarty. And he is in fact live. All he does is live stream his videos. That'd be pretty smart. Maybe I should try that. Maybe I should try that because no matter what, if I stream or I make a stream that has my videos just playing, people are going to comment either way, oh, this is just pre-recorded. Guess I'm just that good of a speaker. Say my name, Rishab. Hello. I've said it, man. You're welcome. Yeah, Starter Lightning, I have not done that, but I appreciate your compliment to my creative genius. Oh, Smarty would be the type of person to live stream his videos. It's a pretty creative idea. Just live stream your videos 24/7. I mean, I was talking about this earlier. Live streaming is incredibly easy. So honestly, there would be no point to that. And I heavily enjoy it. You thought it was pre-recorded? That's funny. Hey, compliment. Content's that good. Speaking's that good. Shit I'm saying is that on point. Awesome. Let's keep it going because only a video that is extremely good could be mistaken as pre-recorded when it's really live.
Each other, that's your YouTube channel. That's your niche. That's what you talk about. Now, the last reason I see creators quitting is because of burnout. And yes, it's extremely real. YouTube can feel like an endless treadmill. More uploads, more ideas, more editing, more metrics, more.
Rashab, can you tell me how to edit better? You want to hear my opinion on editing? Bro, I'm telling you right now, if you want editing opinions, like ones that praise editing as important, I'm not your guy. I have stopped editing. Right? I can edit like hell, but I do not want to. I'm not your Finzar. I think that editing your videos, especially if you do the style I do, like where you're talking off the top of your head about a topic, is unnecessary. Like, you do not need to edit. You just need to cut out the blank spaces. And really, you need to get to the point where you have no blank spaces. You have no massive mistakes in your recording, no crazy ums. So you don't even need to do any cutting either. I obviously think that this depends on the niche or the style of content. So if you're doing gaming videos, you might want to edit those. Fair. But if you're doing educational videos like me, especially if you turn the camera on, the need for editing is greatly reduced. In fact, it is a niche of its own to make videos that are unedited because it's seen as more real and more authentic. Like if I was sitting here, reading from a teleprompter, you would feel it. You would know, right? It's the same exact thing with editing, right? You know this video is real and raw because the editing is minimal, right? So it's a topic, or it's a style of its own. It's kind of like watching the Joe Rogan podcast or something. There isn't a ton of editing there, but you watch for the value that it provides of this is a conversation. This is a conversation between Joe Rogan and some famous person. Or name the podcast, right? That's why podcasts are successful, because people want that format. So there's different types of formats, and it can save your time and your money, if you pay editors, immensely. If you simply cut that part of the process out of your YouTube equation. But it's your choice, right? If you're a gaming YouTuber or you're somebody trying to build up your channel, sometimes editing can give that advantage that you need. Like, oh, I want to hook people in the best I possibly can. By all means, if that's what you want to do, you can edit. Editing tips wise, cut it out, especially if you're doing videos with your face. Like I would say, start recording videos with your face in it. Turn on the camera. Turn on your iPhone's camera. Like, you want my editing advice? That's my editing advice. Do that, and I guarantee you, you have the hand motions, you have all that. You greatly reduce the need for editing because it's doing the job of the visual engagement for you. I'm waving my hands, all that. That is my editing. Like, that is the effect. You understand? Can you tell me if YouTube is a career? Yeah, YouTube is a career. You can make this a career a lot easier if you sell a product. And if you're in the educational space, this is going to be a natural next step for you. Sell a course, coaching, a school community, something on WAP. If you're a Roblox developer, sell developer assets, right? You can make your own store where you sell your low poly models, or you sell a steel game template. Then you can make money, and you don't have to be in the YouTube partner program. You don't have to be in AdSense in order to do that. You can start selling from day one, and you get enough views and your videos are decent quality, you will start to get sales. But if you're in the entertainment niche, you're going to find it harder to get sales. You're going to find it harder to make money from a course or something, because the people in that niche, in that topic, are just looking to be entertained. They're just looking for maximal enjoyment. They aren't looking for the information often. But if you get enough views, you can still bypass that problem to a certain extent. Like I've seen Rodev, who's a big Roblox dev content creator, who's famous for 6 devs make a game without communicating. He has a course. He has a school community for $9 a month. And he has several hundred members, like 320 last time I checked. So he's making like $1,800 a month. So can you sell a course or an info product inside of the entertainment niche? Yes. It's just harder. Like, I would expect RoDev to have a lot more members than that. This dude, right now, he's the biggest dev content creator. He's the biggest Roblox developer posting videos. Like, at least in English, and who is visible on the homepage of YouTube. Like, I know there's some people who sometimes pop off with a random video. Like, it's like 1 million views. He's the most consistent. He's the most high view Roblox dev content creator that is out there right now. And that's because he's tapping into exactly what people want. He has a formula that works, and he keeps doing it over and over, rinse and repeat. He keeps making 6 devs make a game without communicating. New game drops, 99 Nights in the Forest. All right, time for a new video. That's what he says. And he's smart for that. And he can overcome the sales problem, the fact that entertainment audiences aren't always interested in buying a product, or they aren't always developers, right? They might be players watching his videos because they're just fun to watch. He can bypass that by mass volume, by mass amounts of traffic. You get 300,000 views on your video, you divert a ton of those people to the link. You say, hey guys, go click the link in the description, join my school community about Roblox development. You can learn how to model in there. I'll teach you all of it. You best believe you will get sales. If you put the call to action, the CTA, inside the video, you mention it, you have the link top of the description, and you get enough views, you will sell. Is there hope for a gaming niche, especially if you make Roblox content? Yeah, absolutely. I just think there's a lot more hope for the Roblox dev content niche, for you people who want to get into YouTube, who are noobs to it. Because Roblox development content is more untapped. There are less creators, right? There's less competition. So you're more likely to grow. There's a lot more saturation inside the gaming niche. Now, is there hope? Yes, especially if you come at it with the right approach, the right strategy. But you have to remember, man, you're going up against Creekcraft and Flamingo popping up on the homepage. Massive creators, veterans in the space. You're competing with them because they're popping up on people's homepages. So why not join a niche where the biggest creator you're competing with is RoDev? Like, he's at the top. But there aren't that many other people who are at his size, at his scale, with his level of consistency and quantity of posts. So you can see how dev content is much less saturated than gaming content on Roblox. It's very simple. And that's why I recommend it to people. I recommend it over gaming content right now. And also, you have more monetization paths. So you can sell products to developers. We just talked about all of them, right? Especially info products. And you can make a lot of money without necessarily having 1 million views.
More hate, you name it. But the thing is, most burnout doesn't come from the work itself, usually. What it happens is it usually comes from doing the wrong work. Because when you're aligned with what you love and you actually see results because you understand the psychology behind views, behind people, the grind feels completely different. It's still hard, yeah, but it becomes meaningful. It becomes addictive. So if you're thinking of quitting YouTube, the truth is you probably don't need to quit, and you probably shouldn't quit just yet. You just need to realign. Learn the psychology behind why people watch. Create content that you actually enjoy to make. And once you have those two things in place, burnout becomes manageable. And if you do ever catch yourself doubting, because it's normal, remember, YouTube isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. It's okay to take breaks. The creators who win are the ones who refuse to quit long term. But more importantly, they're the ones who fix what's broken before they actually go ahead and give up. By the way, if you guys want to join a 6-week, almost like a boot camp to inject insane.
All right, now he's selling. So he puts the CTA at the end of the video. Honestly, I would put more CTAs in this video if I were to give him one piece of criticism. Put the CTAs in earlier because you'll get more sales that way, because most people drop off by the end of any YouTube video. So it's a very small sliver of these 3,000 viewers who are seeing this. I'd put multiple in. I wouldn't worry about annoying people if you're trying to make money, if you're serious about this. Like you guys were just talking about making money. Put in multiple CTAs.
If you're an
see what happens. All right. Next on our list of videos to watch, we have a video by Harvard Business Review. It's interesting to me how colleges are becoming YouTubers or universities. That should tell you something about the power of content creation. If literal institutions that have lasted for hundreds of years, that are supposed to teach everybody inside of a classroom with 4 walls, are making YouTube videos and trying to grow, like actually being serious about this, that should tell you something about content creation. If it doesn't, you frankly are ignorant. You are ignorant to what content is doing and how it is changing the world, and how creators have such an opportunity, right? Like, if Harvard is doing this, why aren't you? So let's watch. Let's see. Why is this going viral? You need to be bored. Here's why.
Grammarly now uses AI to help you write, not just revise. Type a prompt and generate a persuasive, mistake-free draft in seconds, personalized to your unique writing style. Download it for free at Grammarly.com.
You need to be bored. You will have less meaning and you will be more depressed if you never are bored. I mean, it couldn't be clearer. Let me give you the good side of boredom in general. Boredom is a tendency for us to not be occupied otherwise cognitively, which switches over our thinking system to use a part of our brain that's called the default mode network. That sounds fancy. It's really not. The default mode network is a bunch of structures in your brain that switch on when you don't have anything else to think about. So you forgot your phone and you're sitting at a light, for example. That's when your default mode network goes on. We don't like it. My colleague in the psychology department here at Harvard, Dan Gilbert, he did experiments where people had to sit in a room for 15 minutes with instructions to do absolutely nothing, and there was nothing in the room to do except there was a button in front of them that they could push, and if they did, they gave themselves a painful electric shock. Sit there bored or get a shock. A big majority of the participants gave themselves shocks instead of thinking about nothing. We don't like boredom. Boredom's terrible. Why is boredom so bad? Well, because the default mode network makes us think about things that might be kind of uncomfortable. When you think about nothing, well, your mind wanders and thinks about, for example, big questions of meaning.
All right. Once this is, we're going to watch this all the way through. Once this is over, I'm going to give a crazy take on this.
Your life. What does my life mean? You go to kind of uncomfortable existential questions when you're bored. That turns out to be incredibly important. Incredibly good. One of the reasons that we have such an explosion of depression and anxiety in our society today is because people actually don't know the meaning of their lives, much less so in previous generations. Tons of data show this. And furthermore, we're not even looking. Why not? I'll tell you why not. We figured out a way to eliminate boredom. We've been able almost completely to shut off the default mode network in our brains. How? The answer is that thing in your pocket with the screen, which you take out even when you're standing on the street corner waiting for the light to change. Is like, I might have to wait here for 15 seconds. What are you doing? You're actually trying to not be bored because the default mode network is mildly uncomfortable because it sends you to the types of questions that you can't get your mind around, you can't get your arms around. Well, that's a big problem. That's a doom loop of meaning. If every time you're slightly bored, you pull out your phone, it's going to get harder and harder for you to find meaning. And that's the recipe for depression and anxiety and a sense of hollowness, which, by the way, are all through the roof. I get it. You don't want to be bored. You need to be bored. Be bored more. Tomorrow, when you go to the gym in the morning after you wake up, don't take your phone. Can you handle it? Not listening to a podcast while you're working out? Just being in your head? I promise you'll have your most interesting ideas while you're working out without devices. It's probably been a long time since you've done that. Commute with nothing, not even the radio. Can you do that? Start getting better at periods that are 15 minutes and longer of boredom and watch your life change. Number one, you'll be less bored with ordinary things in your life. If you get better at the skill of boredom, you'll be less bored with your job. You'll be less bored with your relationships. You'll be less bored with the things that are going on around you. But more importantly, you'll start digging into the biggest questions in your life: purpose, meaning, coherence, significance. And who knows, you might just get happier. People ask me all the time, is the doctor taking his own prescriptions? And the answer is yes. Yes, I am. I'm prone to the same pathologies as anybody else because I have the same brain chemistry as everybody else. So what do I do to fight that? And the answer is, well, I do a number of things. I have a no device policy after 7 in the afternoon. I don't sleep with my phone. We don't have devices when we have meals in my family because we're there for each other. We're not there for people who aren't there. 3, I have regular social media and screen cleanses where I don't use my device for longer periods of time. First, it's like children screaming in my head. Well, because that's how, dopamine is saying, get the phone, get the phone. That's addiction. But it calms down and I feel better and I feel sort of blessed by the end. And, I pick the phone up by the end because I have to check my emails and I have to be a normal, functioning, connected person in the world. But it does remind me that my life doesn't have to revolve around these devices. These protocols are really, really helpful. And I recommend them to anybody and everybody. Don't sleep with your phone. No phones during meals. Regular social media fasts. You'll get better. People worry that if they do these things, they're going to miss something. There are ways that you can remedy that. One of the things that you can do is you can have your phone on. You're just not looking at it, and there's only 1 or 2 numbers that can reach you in case of emergencies. Phones can do that, by the way. If you don't know how to do that, ask your kid. But don't use emergencies as an excuse. Here's something that's not an emergency. What's going on Twitter? That's not an emergency. Answer nothing. It doesn't matter. The news can wait. Seriously, your grandparents didn't know what was going on every single second in Washington, D.C. You're killing yourself with this stuff. Are you kidding me? It's bad for you. So let me say it straight to my kids. Put down your phones. You need more meaning in your life. And so do I.
Okay. Interesting video. Is he right? Yes. But there's a big problem with this. So he's right that it's a good idea to detach from your phone and everything. But he's very, very wrong in saying that, you should just spend long amounts of time inside your head, inside your default mode network. That's like when you're sitting there bored and you're just thinking and thoughts pop into your head. And like he said, there's a lot of uncomfortable thoughts you can have. Right? And you start asking yourself hard questions. True. But once you get through those hard questions, once you answer them, sitting there thinking is a waste of time. So yeah, get off the phone, sure. But then boredom, there's value in it, but you got to take action. You got to do things. Like I was just out today. I went to a hill by the lake that I live by where it's very popular to do cliff jumping. And I also went on a run with my friend. And it was great. And really the value in it was getting out of my damn head, right? The value in it is just getting onto the trail. We did a run. We ran all the way to the summit. It's hard, but that hard work and that workout gets you into a flow state where you're just focused on the moment. And then jumping off the rocks, right? We jumped off the rocks at the very end. Jumping off like 20 feet into the lake. You are not thinking about anything else in that moment. You're just immersed. So, yeah, there's value in boredom, but also you got to have a fun, interesting, enjoyable life. And you can't have that if you're just sitting there stuck in your fucking head. If you're just sitting there overthinking and being in your default mode network. So I could see this advice being taken too far. Like, oh yeah, sit there and think. Like, I've done a lot of thinking. I have wasted a lot of time just sitting there thinking. And thinking is doing nothing. So at the end of the day, it's more important to take action than think. So instead of just sitting there bored, right? Sure, it can be helpful to sit there and stare at your wall and think for 20 minutes. But after that, right, go and do something. Go and find something to do that isn't on your phone, right? It could even be on your computer. It could be making a YouTube video or making a stream like I am right now. Or it could be going on a hike with your friend or a run up on the hill with your friend at the lake, or going cliff jumping like I did today as well, or going on a bike ride or a one-wheel ride or whatever it is, right? Go hang out with friends, set up a meetup with them. Do something that is fun, interesting, and especially social. And that's going to be more healthy than just sitting there thinking. Like, I'm somebody who thinks a lot. If I turn off the phone, it's just thoughts. And for me, I've gone through the hard questions. Like, that's why I come off on camera the way that I do. Like, I'm not holding anything back, because I have just gone through the hard questions. I've asked myself all the hard questions. I've gone through all the criticisms of the haters. I know all of these things. I've gone through it all. I understand it. I know what I need to do. Now, the only thing I need to do is take action, right? And if I'm just sitting there in my head, I'm just really stuck with another addiction of just thinking. So the ironic thing is, if you sit there off your phone for a while, good. But you also don't want to get into an addiction to something else, being in your damn head. You don't want to get into an addiction of just thinking all the time, because that is not going to give you a good life. Like, even if you're thinking good things or you're trying to improve your mindset, you're just thinking through, how can I just think about things in this more positive, grateful way? How can I think about my goals? If you don't take action, it's not going to do anything for your life, like actually changing things, like actually affecting it. So you need to be careful with this. You need to be very careful, because just thinking is one of the worst sedations. Like, a sedation is something that stops you from taking action. Like, you're plugging yourself into the matrix. Like, you're just sitting down and playing some video games for hours and hours and hours. The second that doing something turns into something that stops you from taking action, it's what is called a sedation. It's limiting you from going out and doing things, like things that will improve your life. That doesn't always mean going to the gym or recording a video. It can mean hanging out with friends and being social, right? But if you let thinking get in the way of that, that is just as bad as sitting there on your phone all day and just scrolling. It's just as bad. You're just as stagnant. You're just as stuck. I call it a swamp. You're just stuck in the swamp of overthinking, of hesitating, of sitting there scrolling all day. It's all the same thing, right? So yeah, you think through the hard questions, like you said, meaning and purpose and all these fluffy ideas. Good. Okay. Yeah. Think about purpose. Think about your goals, but then cut it off, right? You need a limit on this stuff. Okay. 30 minutes of thinking is done. Time to go do something. Right? And that is one of my biggest mistakes I've made, is just sitting there thinking too long. It pisses me off how much I think. It pisses me off how much I've just sat here just thinking. Rather than making a stream, watching videos like this, thinking about the things that I'm saying instead of just saying them. Like, it's something as simple as that. It angers me that I didn't just take action. So that is how I'm changing my own life, is I'm just doing more. I'm not thinking so much, because I'm an overthinker, or I was. Now I'm shifting out of that. One thing I'm going to do is travel to get out of that shit. But overthinking doesn't just mean being anxious. That's what I had to realize. Like, people think that overthinking is like, oh, I'm just overthinking this. overthinking this interaction, overthinking asking someone out, whatever. I'm just so nervous about what could happen. Like, that's what people think overthinking is. No, that isn't what overthinking is. Like, that isn't all that it is. It's also just sitting there mapping everything out and planning out all the schematics and the complex equations and math of your life. Like, it can get excessive to the point where thinking itself becomes a problem and a sedation and a limiting factor for you. You have to get this, especially if you're intelligent, right? Intelligent people have the worst problem with this because they think that thinking is going to fix their life. They think that thinking is going to improve things. Like, at a certain point, you have to stop thinking, get out of your head, and just lift some weights. Like, lift the dumbbell. Get out and run, right? That is going to be a better thing for you. Because thinking can only do so much for you. Most people have not thought out their goals. They have not thought out their life. They have not asked themselves the hard questions, thought about their past experiences, shit they've gone through, asked themselves what they want. Like, what do you want? What are your goals? What are you aiming for? What do you actually want out of life? Most people can't answer those questions. So you want to answer those. But then once you do, once you have it mapped out, just enough, right? Not everything mapped out, but you have enough to start. Take action. Don't wait, because that hesitation, that perfectionism is going to be the biggest limiting factor for you. Because there are people out there who have everything mapped out. They could build a business that makes $1 million right now. They could do that in the next 6 months, but they won't because they're just thinking about it instead of doing it. Like, everybody does that. But there's a million reasons why they won't take action. Usually you're using thinking as a form of avoidance. So you're avoiding something. You're avoiding like rejection. You're avoiding hate comments on your YouTube channel. You're avoiding your friends and family judging you for starting a business. You're avoiding something like that, some external judgment from people. Because that's going to come when you do things, especially things that get noticed. You will get hated on. You'll get judged. You will get people talking shit about you. So people will stay thinking. They'll stay thinking about starting the business or thinking about starting the YouTube channel or thinking about doing the thing rather than just going out and doing it, because they are avoiding that negative outcome, or they're avoiding the bad feelings that come with it. They're avoiding the way they're going to feel if people tell them those things, if they tell them their videos suck, if they tell them their YouTube channel's bad. So you can't just stay stuck in your head. It is avoidance. It is a sedation. It is one of the biggest limiting factors, especially for intelligent guys. It's like, if you're smart, you're at more risk to be stuck in your default mode network, living inside your brain, thinking that you're going to change the entire world or something. Because your head is like filled with all these ideas. Right? You think that it's so important what you're thinking about when you aren't doing anything to actualize it and to turn it into reality. That is the problem that I see here in this video. Sun Curry. Hi, I just randomly saw your stream. Well, welcome in. Glad you're here. So, yeah, being bored. Okay, there's purpose in that for a certain amount of time. But good things need limits too. So, yeah, think about things, map things out. Like I say on my Roblox YouTube channel, plan out your game, plan out your career. But then you have to act. You have to do something. You have to make the game. Or else you're just wasting time. You're just avoiding action. You're avoiding the hard work. That can be one thing. Oh, you're avoiding discomfort. Yeah, it's going to be uncomfortable to code a bunch of systems for a game. It's going to be uncomfortable to script out a YouTube video that's super complex and it's a guide on everything you know about a certain topic. Yeah, it's going to be uncomfortable to go do bicep curls at the gym with more weight than you've done before. But sitting there thinking, it's not productive. It is not. No matter how much your brain wants to convince you that it is, if you know what to do and you are not doing the thing, you are procrastinating. Do you think it's worth living off being a content creator like everyone says? Yes, it is, if you do it right. And by that I mean monetizing through multiple methods. That's the first thing, like the actionable thing. Don't just make videos and rely on ads. Sell a product, even get sponsors, do affiliate marketing, do something else, especially selling a product, to make money. Because that way you can make more money than you do from just ads. And if you do it right, you will make a ton more from selling your own product, like a course or whatever it is, than you earn from ads. Now, is it worth it in terms of like the actual day-to-day? Yeah, hell yeah. I make enough money from YouTube to live off of it. Like, I live with my dad and my sister right now still, to save money, and also because I don't really have a reason to move out at this time. But if I wanted to, I could afford to. But this way I'm able to focus more on building my business without spending all that money on like housing and stuff. But the cool thing is, because I'm doing content creation, right? Because I'm in this field where I can work anywhere in the world, I'm able to travel. So I'm planning on doing that. Like, I live in a small town, like a pretty small town, and it just gets kind of fucking boring. It just gets boring. There's not enough going on. I've always been interested in cities. Like where I live, beautiful place, very beautiful, beautiful lake. Nature's great, hiking trails. Like I just went hiking today, or running on a hiking trail today, and cliff jumping as well. Very fun stuff. But there's not the big city lifestyle. And that is something that I'd like to experience. And I'm able to do that. I'm able to travel because I have a job where I'm not tied to a physical location. I'm not tied to this small town I'm in that's starting to piss me off because it's like there's nothing going on here. I'm not tied to this one place. I can go wherever I want, and I can do my work there. I can go anywhere, and I can make videos. I can go anywhere. I can set up the camera and start talking. So I can go visit Miami. Like I want to go visit Miami, my first city I want to go to. I haven't really visited cities. Again, I live in a, I used to live in a medium city. I live in a small, really a small town right now. It's a good popular tourist spot with a very beautiful scenery, but it's small. So because I do YouTube, I'm able to make that happen. If I was stuck at a 9-to-5 here, it would be a lot harder to go and travel. So I think the lifestyle itself is very awesome. The lifestyle that you get from it, and the fact that it's remote work, right? You can do this anywhere in the world. You can be a digital nomad, as they call it. You can go over to Thailand from the US and work on your laptop on the beach. And I know that's a fantasy. It's like, oh my God, I just want to be on the beach with my laptop. Like, you aren't going to be sitting on the beach all day, right? Let's be real. I live in a place with a beach, and I don't sit there working on my laptop all day. It gets hot. It gets hot and sweaty. But being able to travel, being able to do that, it is still a thing that's very realistic. It's very enjoyable, and it's a great aspect of being a content creator. Because when you do this for your job, even if, say, you're a new YouTuber or you're not making as much money right now, right? Just the fact that you're making money online makes it better than working a job that ties you to a physical location if you're somebody who wants that location freedom. Even if you're making more money at the physical job, it's better to have the content creation work that pays you less but doesn't have you tied to that town. Plus, think of it this way. You might make more money being able to do that down the road because now you can travel around the world. You can go somewhere where the content creators are, where the business people are. You can network, right? So I can go and network. If I go to Miami, there's going to be a lot more people there than where I am up in the Pacific Northwest, where there's a lot less people. There's going to be a lot more people there, which means there's a lot more content creators, influencers, business people, entrepreneurs, etc. More people, more opportunities. I know a guy there who's a YouTuber. Like I could say his name. I think everybody knows that he lives in Miami. Modern Chris. I know Modern Chris. Good friend. I can go hang out with him. He doesn't live in a small town with me. I know one guy who lives near me. But most creators, most people are gonna live in cities. Like cities are high population, so it's just likely that the people you want to network with are going to be there. They also travel there to network with people. So there's even more likelihood they're going to be there. All right, we got more good questions coming in. Is it bad on using AI or ChatGPT giving you content creators? By no means. By no means at all is it bad. No, it is very good for you to do it. It's an opinion if you think it's bad. Like you see a lot of people hating on AI. They're like, oh my God, AI is horrible. It's ruining the planet. These people are crying about it nonstop. It's their opinion. You have to get that through your head. It is an opinion. It is not a fact. It is their hatred for AI for whatever reason. AI is just a tool. It doesn't care what you think about it. Right? But if you use it, it's going to give you a decided advantage over all the people who aren't. You're just going to be faster. So use that. Get the advantage. Don't ask yourself, is this bad? In that, are people going to disapprove of me for this? Are people going to think that I'm a bad creator for making titles with AI? Don't be asking yourself that question. Ask yourself, does it benefit me and my channel? Does it help me to use AI? If yes, go and do it. Go use the tool. I will not judge you for it at all. In fact, I think you're doing something good for yourself. A lot of people want to hate on it, but it doesn't matter. Like, it's their opinion, right? Especially if it's just the titles, how would they ever know? They would never know that you're using AI for your titles unless you make it very obvious. Like, it sounds very generic and weird. Okay, he's using ChatGPT, but let's be honest, you're probably a smart AI user. You're watching this channel. You already made a good decision. So I assume you're going to use AI in a way that isn't super obvious in your titles. Now, people will hate on using AI thumbnails. But I also think at the same time, it's in certain spaces that people hate on it more. So in the Roblox space where I am, people hate AI more than people hate AI in the entrepreneurship space or other spaces. And that's the interesting thing. I watch plenty of creators who will use AI in the thumbnails, and I don't care. And none of the audience comments on it. Like, this is older audiences. These people don't have a issue with it. Like podcasters for older audiences than teenagers. Like a lot of the Roblox audiences. Nobody comments about AI. It's very obvious that the creator I watch is using AI in his thumbnails. Nobody cares. Because that audience does not give a shit if he's using AI or not. The Roblox audience loves to make a fit out of it because they have some sort of cultural stigma around it. Oh no, AI is bad. It's the devil. Okay. AI is the devil. All right. It's a robot. I can assure you, it doesn't want to ruin your life. No. AI is Satan. Calm down, bro. It's an app on your phone. You can use AI all you want for titles. I will not judge you. Like, some viewers might judge you if they think that your thumbnail is AI, especially if you're in the Roblox space or one of those spaces where it's very contentious, like, I don't know, the artist space. You can use it, though, in ways that people don't notice, too, for the thumbnails. So if you're wondering, can I use AI for my thumbnails? Yeah. Depends on your niche, right? People won't care in certain niches. But also, even in the Roblox niche, I've made very good thumbnails with AI, and nobody knew. People hate, like the recent video I made, people were hating on X, they were hating on YouTube comments, they were hating on YouTube community post comments even. They were hating just because it's an AI thumbnail, not because of the content of the video. Great video, but they're just looking at the thumbnail. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe he used AI. This is horrible. But people notice it on that one because it's more obvious. Like, my thumbnail designer did not do any effort to make it not obvious that it's AI. So if we go to this, right here, why slop devs keep beating skilled ones. It looks like AI, so it pisses a lot of people off. This is on the, oh, this isn't on, okay, this is on the screen capture now. Okay, you can see it now. So slop devs keep beating skilled ones. Right. Very clearly AI, got a lot of hate on this right here. Right. But on this video, this is made by AI, believe it or not, but nobody said a thing because it looks like it was made by a GFX artist. It looks really good. The brain looks detailed. Only one person said it was AI. And look, it got a lot of views too, 28,000 views. Right, so it's all about how you use it and whether or not it's obvious. Yo. Very few people are gonna say that it's AI or care if you hide it well or you know how to prompt it properly. I like that thumbnail. It looks cool. I would not want to hire a thumbnail designer on that. This looks great as is. Like, I no reason to hire somebody. Beautiful. That's better than what 99% of thumbnail designers could do. Now this one, I 100% get it. I get why people are saying that. But look, people are just finding something to criticize. So when people want to criticize you, but they don't have any way to actually attack your arguments or find a hole in your reasoning, like if it's just such a solid argument, logic is just on point, they're going to attack other things. They're going to attack you, like your hairstyle. It's an ad hominem attack. Or they're going to attack the thumbnail of the video than the actual words in the video. So really people have an obsession. They have an obsession over hating on AI in the Roblox community. And it's funny. It is funny because it's just it's a waste of your effort. It's a waste of your time complaining about somebody using an AI thumbnail. Like, thanks for the click, bro. Like, you clicked on it just to complain about the fact that it's AI. Hey, still a click in my book. Still more views. Thank you very much, sir. Still a comment. Appreciate the engagement. The less obvious it is, the more clicks you will have on the video, particularly speaking. Yes, in most cases, but sometimes it can look like, say there's comedic value in the AI image. People will click on that. Like, people watch those monkey gorilla videos with the AI guy in it doing the vlogs because it's hilarious. People don't criticize it for being AI because it's a meme. So it shows it's also contextual. It's contextual whether people hate it or not. The less obvious it is, the more clicks you'll have on it. Not necessarily, right? So it depends. And also sometimes it just fits. Right? Even if people think it's AI, sometimes the thumbnail just fits. Like the creator I was talking about. This guy I watch, he uses AI on almost every single video, but it fits so well. It fits what he's trying to get across. That, yeah, I know it's AI. I'm sure plenty of other people do too. But it doesn't change the fact that it gets the message across visually in the way that he wanted, in the way that is effective. So it depends. I've been playing Roblox since 2011. I feel like AI has been destroying Roblox. Well, I can assure you it is not. AI is simply making people faster. Like Izzy13 said, AI is an extension, not a replacement. It is an amplifier of you and your creativity, not a replacement of you. So, yeah, a dev might make a game with an AI icon. So they just save themselves 3 hours, or they save themselves 100,000. It's not going to cost 100,000 Robux for a GFX artist, but like 5,000 Robux. Great. Hey, if it gets players, people click on it. Good in my book. I don't think AI is ruining Roblox. I think that's dramatic. It's very dramatic. It's over the top. It's emotional. it's just a tool at the end of the day. The game will always change. You must adapt. The game will always change. The world changes. Everything changes. You have to stay on point with it. Hating on AI is like hating on a calculator. Yep. Good quote from someone I know. W stream. Oh, right. That's how I know you. You're Smarty. Yep, I am Smarty. W stream. Glad you guys are enjoying this. Glad you're enjoying this. Abby Wolf or Fulf. You also do Roblox development. Yes, I do. I have a channel with over 135,000 subs called Smarty RBX, where I teach people about how to build careers on the Roblox platform and how to learn skills, all of that stuff, how to monetize those skills. You can go check it out if you haven't seen it. I'm sure you'll get a lot from it. It's the channel we just looked at right here, my channel. A lot of the people you see in the chat are coming from that channel. So, hello, if you're coming over here from Smarty RBX, nice to see you. Yeah, well, if you've enjoyed this, I would greatly appreciate a like. Go ahead and like the stream. Push it to more people. Help them to hear the sauce on content creation. All of Remy's secrets. As well as some very powerful stuff on just taking action, not overthinking. Because that guy in the Harvard video, he had some good points. But we really went deep on why what he said can turn into a problem. Especially if you're smart. Especially if you're somebody who likes to think about things very deeply. That can become a sedation and a very big waste of your time. And it can prevent you from accomplishing big things that you want to accomplish. It can stop you from starting a channel. It can stop you from going to the gym. It can stop you from talking to people. It can stop you from having a life if you're just sitting there thinking all day. So yeah, sure, put your phone away, be bored for 20, 30 minutes, think, but then take action. But yes, like it up, spread that message to everyone. If you are new here, like Sun Curry, go ahead and subscribe. I'm going to be live streaming more on this channel because I love it. It is a great content type. Just talked about that in my recent video. Live streaming is amazing. It is incredible. Absolutely incredible. You just sit down, you press start stream, and here we are. Nobody expects the perfect video from a live stream. Nobody does. They know it's going to be imperfect. They know it's not going to be polished because they're doing it live. So then when it's something like this, it kind of shocks you. It's like, wow, this is a really good live stream. So if you actually make it good, it's like, whoa, this is impressive. How does he do this live? Just what I do. Just what I do, man. Just what I do. Been in this for a minute. So you stand out even more when you actually do a good job live streaming, but just doing it works great as a content type. It just works great because it is live, so therefore it's relevant. Like even if you aren't the biggest creator, just the fact that it's live makes it kind of like the news. Oh, look, it's happening now. I have to go check this out or else FOMO. I'm going to miss out. Something's going on, right? People want to know what is happening now. They don't care about what happened last week or even yesterday. They want to know what's happening now. So live streams give you that instant effect. It's one of the reasons why they're great. They're easy to make. They are tapping into that effect of people want the now. They want the news. They want the facts. They want whatever's going on in this moment. And they're just great for improving your speaking skills, your ability to engage an audience, all that stuff. Lots of benefits to live streaming. And they get viewers. Even if you don't have the biggest channel. Like this channel isn't as big as Smarty RBX, yet has viewers. Even if you have 10 subs, you could get viewers on your live stream. A lot easier than videos in many cases. Because of the live effect. Again, YouTube also pushes it out because they know people want what is live. They want what is happening now. Some food for thought. I'm starting off my Roblox development, but I'm needing some funds, so I'm thinking of creating a small game. Good idea. If you don't know what game idea to make a steal a game. Just make something on the trends for your first game. Make something that's popular. Nothing wrong with that. I think it's a great strategy because it's proven to work in the market. So there's less risk with that idea. It gives you something to instantly start doing. And then you can do more creative ideas later. Right? So don't waste this time thinking like we were talking about. Don't sit here and think and plan out the perfect concept forever. Just start. Start making the game. And even if the game idea has been done before, doesn't matter. It's a trend, therefore people want it. So make that. All right. What is the worst decision to make when starting in Roblox dev content? That's a good question. That's a very good question. That's the deepest question I've gotten about dev content, actually. So good on you for thinking like that. The biggest mistake, the first one, is not starting. So you said when starting. Well, the first mistake people make is they don't even start at all. Once you're past that part, though, it's hard to say. I mean, if you just start in this niche, you're very likely to get views because there's just not enough creators doing it, but there's a huge demand. There's a lot of people who want to learn how to become developers, a lot of people who want to be entertained and see devs making games, even if they aren't a dev themselves, if they're just a player. People want to see this content. It is blowing up right now. It has been for a while, for multiple years. Since like 2023, dev content has had its boom. The biggest boom ever. It is mainstream now. It was not like that 10 years ago when Peas Factory was the only person making videos, like his scripting guides. The first scripting guides ever on YouTube. Peas Factory right there. He started the whole dev content niche, as far as I know. We're not in that era anymore. We're in an era where videos blow up and get 1 million views in a few days in dev content. A few days. And yet people still aren't tapping into this. It is insane to me. So there's very few mistakes you can make if you're just getting in this niche. Of course, there are some mistakes, but I think it's unlikely that they're really going to limit you too hard. Now, I was talking a lot about self-centric content, viewer-centric content. You'd want to rewatch this stream if you missed it because it's very important what I was saying. People will point out your videos are getting less views. Yes. And I explained why that is. Like, this is, in a way, intentional because I'm focused very hard on posting what I want to post as opposed to just appealing to viewers. I have been in a stretch of time where I'm mostly focused on making what I want to make. I wanted to make these videos for a long time, where I'm just talking with my face, not editing much, speaking to the camera, saying my views on development that might be unpopular with some people, that many people may not like. Oh no, Roblox is a business. He's saying just to make slop. Yep. I decided to just make it anyways. I decided to make the content that I truly want to make. And that can come with trade-offs. If you're making videos you want to make, if you're making mostly self-centric content in that it's centered around what you want to make and your interests, it can lower your views, right? So you're trading the views for personal fulfillment and alignment with your niche and what you're posting. So I'm going to introduce some more videos that are viewer-centric. I'm not stopping this content because this is what I want to post. Even if some people don't like it, I don't care. Let them dislike it. I am posting the best videos I've ever made in my entire career, if you ask me. This is the best content yet. This is stuff that no one else in this space is discussing. It is more in depth than every other dev content creator's videos, especially in business topics, things like that. Nobody else discusses that. So I'm going to keep doing this style. I will not stop this just because a few people in the comments say, "Oh my God, you're repeating yourself." Yeah, it's an important message. Best believe I'm going to repeat it. and it's what I want to talk about. But am I going to balance it out? Am I going to add in things like the easiest beginner guide to Roblox scripting? By all means, yeah, it's gonna be added in, right? I'm gonna tip the scales slightly towards viewer-centric content. But you do not want to just compromise just because people are criticizing you for posting a certain type of content. You do not want to just stop. It'd be the biggest mistake ever if I gave into these hate comments, if I let them win. If I said, well, I guess you guys just don't like it. I guess a lot of you guys are just criticizing me. I guess a lot of you guys don't like hearing about strategy-first Roblox game development and the pitfalls of just following your passion. I guess you don't want to hear it. I guess a lot of you just are uninterested, right? You're saying I'm repetitive. I'll stop. I'll go back to hiding. I'll go back to not showing my face ever. I will regress. If I said that, that would be the day that I lose. I would fail because I'm giving in to the haters and the critics. Even if it's fans who used to like my content, you could, if you think they're fans who start criticizing me, and maybe you argue it's constructive criticism, even if I give into that, I'm losing. I'm losing to them because I'm letting them control my actions and the direction of my channel. Now, the problem is, right, when you're in this type of situation that I'm in, where you have a lot of people criticizing you for something, for your approach, for whatever, like the AI thumbnails. When you're in that situation, it creates a dilemma where you do not want to adjust and let the haters win or the critics win by just giving into what they think. But also, sometimes their criticisms may have some correct points, may have just a little bit of truth, just a couple grains of truth in it. So at that point, do you consider their feedback? Do you consider some of it? Right? But you also don't want to look like you're just weak and you're just pandering to the audience and adjusting and giving in. So if you adjust course, it might look like that. Oh, look, he's just giving into the hate. Oh, look, he made a video about the scripting guide. I guess we finally got him. Right? So you have to figure out how to handle that situation right. So for me, it's not going to look like stopping the videos that are controversial. It's not going to look like stopping the videos that people are like, oh my God, his channel's fallen off. There's low views. He's done. His career's over. Right? It's not going to look like stopping the videos that I actually want to make, which I'm aware. Not everybody wants to hear about how Roblox is a business. I definitely want to hear about it. So I talk about it. And I talk about it so I can watch my own videos. I'll be 100% honest with that. It is a selfish act. Many of these videos, it's like, I'm making a video that I want to watch. I'm making a video for myself. This will help me as a dev. So I'm not going to stop these, but I'll also add in some scripting guides. I will also add in some building guides. I will also add in some videos about how to make Robux. But will I go back to not showing my face and hiding behind the screen and just a Arsenal gameplay? Like, it was good while it lasted, man, but that era is over. Like I said at first, oh yeah, this will stay. I'll do some with edits. I don't really want to do that. I don't want to do videos with edits like this. I don't want to do this because it is more authentic for me to be behind the mic and speaking. It is what I want to do. And even if some people don't like that, oh my God, turn off your face cam, bro. It was more interesting with flashy edits and Arsenal gameplay. Even if you think that as a viewer, even if viewers think that, right? Even if it does lower my views, which I don't think that having my face in it necessarily lowers my views. I think sometimes it actually increases it. But even if it does, I don't want to stop doing it because that's what I want to do. And it's that balance of self-centric content versus viewer-centric content. I'm leaning self-centric right now. I'm posting what the hell I want to post. And yeah, that is going to cause some trade-offs. And people will point that out. Oh, your views are down. Yeah. I'm not just posting what you guys want me to post. I'm posting what I want to post in this period. But I'm definitely not going to sway towards what a lot of people will say, oh, just make scripting videos, bro. Just show us in-studio skills. I'm definitely not going to stop these altogether, but I will insert some of those. Not because they're saying it, but because I think it's the right move to make a new easiest beginner guide to Roblox scripting. Because it got 4 million views. This one got over 3.6 million views. Yeah, you can make some videos with the goal to get views. Like, even if I don't enjoy, like, I'll be honest, I don't enjoy making guides as much as I do speaking to the camera like I am right now, like I am in most Smarty RBX videos. I don't enjoy it as much, but I will make it because it will get views. But I will not only make that because then I'm just viewer-centric. And like the guy in the video earlier said, oh, you're not going to feel personal fulfillment or enjoyment in that. Yeah, there's less passion in it. I said it. Passion is important. I've always said that. It's not everything. But in YouTube and in development as well, it plays a role. And with this, I'm not going to only do scripting guides, but I will absolutely keep doing this style. But I think these need to come back. There's nothing wrong with making some videos with the goal to get views. Like, especially if you have a proven formula like this. Like, this is, I don't know if you realize how significant this is. 4 million views on a video, especially a long guide like this, pretty damn significant. That is a huge amount of views. Very successful video. And then to do it again, you have a proven formula. And then to do it arguably a third time with this video, the ultimate Blender modeling guide for noobs. Sure, it has 435K views, but still very big. To do this 3 times is very impressive. It is very good performance. So I will use this format again. I will use this guide style again. I will make videos on these topics because it works. But it's not going to be all that I do. Right? Just making what works, yeah, it can lead to burnout, or it can lead to not feeling aligned with the content you're posting. So if all I posted was building and scripting guides, I wouldn't burn out, but I would feel less aligned with the content, right? And it's exactly what I talk about on Roblox. Like, people will ask me, oh, well, does strategy first development and what you're saying in these videos apply to content creation? To an extent, yes, but I said this earlier. It's different. It's different games. Roblox development and YouTube are different games. They have different rules. Like, they both play on psychology. The strategy is important. You're balancing strategy and passion in both. I wouldn't go so far as to say everything I say in Smarty RBX in these videos is going to align with what you should do on YouTube. Not everything will, especially because I say on there, don't just follow your passion. Passion alone will lead you astray, right? Follow strategy first. That's true in development because I'm not sitting there like recording a video with my face in it to make a Roblox game. But on YouTube, it's different because it's videos and you're sharing something. So when you're speaking about something, it does help to talk about something you're passionate about. So oftentimes you might want to focus on that passion, right? And you might want to focus on self-centric content. You could argue that's kind of focusing on passion, right? But also, like I'm saying, there's strategy. And strategy would be, in this case, focusing on making what people want you to make. Focusing on the viewer. Focusing on viewer-centric content. So yeah, it does map onto it. I don't like mixing those two things too much because I think that'll muddy up the message I'm spreading on Smarty RBX. Like, what I'm saying on Smarty RBX is just about Roblox development. Like, let's keep it 100 here. This is about development. This isn't about YouTube strategy. You could apply some of the concepts to it, but I wouldn't say it's all 100% the same. You can watch Remy Mindset, this channel, subscribe now for that. You can watch this channel for content creation advice. But Smarty RBX, that's about development. So people will ask me that. Do these things have a crossover? Yeah, but things are different. And it's not contradictory because, like, for me to say making videos you're passionate about, like making self-centric content is a good idea. It's not contradictory for me to say that because it's a different game. It's a different game than game dev. And in game dev, we're dealing with a market where certain types of games rise to the top, certain games tend not to. A passion project and a video you're passionate about are very different things, because a video you're passionate about, that comes across on screen in the recording, in what you're saying. You can tell I believe in this. You can tell I'm passionate about these topics. But it's a video. A game is something that is separate from you. It doesn't have you directly in it. It doesn't have your face in it. It doesn't have you speaking in it usually. So it's a different thing. They're just different. All right, we got some comments in here to take a look at. Abby Wolf, or Wolf. I keep saying Abby Wolf. It looks like Abby Wolf. Maybe you'll change your name to Abby Wolf after this. You get viewers because you are very good at what you're talking about. You are educated on the topic you are discussing. Thank you. I agree. And you easily get people engaged into the topic you are discussing because you are very good at publicly speaking. Thank you very much. Yeah, I 100% agree. I know what I'm talking about in these topics, and it shows, like Roblox development. I would not be able to make all the videos I do if I didn't know about development. Like, let's be real. Try to make a scripting guide without knowing scripting. Like, even with AI, you're probably going to run into some hangups because bugs. We'll just leave it at that. Bugs. Speaking wise, 100%. 100% agree. I've practiced that a ton. I've gotten a high level in that. I've talked a lot about how to improve at speaking on this channel, so I recommend checking out those videos. But you see this here. That didn't just come out of nowhere. That's 375 videos deep on this channel, Smarty RBX. And yes, a lot of those are shorts, clips, but point stands. 375 videos deep, a lot of long live streams, and a lot of videos speaking off the top of my head, impromptu speaking. That is how you improve that skill. That is the best way. But you aren't going to start out good. You aren't going to start out perfect. You need to make bad videos first and then improve your speaking skills, persuasion skills, all the skills, step by step along the way. Improve every time you post. And you can get to that level with enough effort, with enough time. You can get very good at this. I just post whatever I want to post when I feel like making videos. Sure, you can do that. And I'm happy with it. Even if I get no viewers, I'm happy because I actually attempted to put stuff out there on the internet. Yeah, you can do that. It's just you have to make that decision at some point. Do you want to shift into making videos where you're trying to get views deliberately? Right? Are you going to shift into that at some point? Because if you want to get results, you need to. Right? You're going to have to make viewer-centric content. You're going to have to make videos people want to watch, even if you aren't always as interested in those. But it's good that you're posting, right? But that's just the first step. It's like walking into the gym and doing cardio, right? You have to ascend beyond that. You have to get into doing weightlifting. You have to up the weight each week, right? That is level 1 of the gym, just like just posting is level 1 of YouTube or content creation. It's not enough long term, right? So self-centric content, the reason I'm able to do that on Smarty RBX in large part is because I've already built up a big audience. So people will watch whatever I post, no matter what it is. Even if it wasn't even on development. Even if it was like a vlog, day in the life. Doesn't even say developer in it, just day in the life of Remy or Smarty. People would watch because I built up that fan base. So self-centric content can come in more later on in your career because you have that foundation. Currently wanting to start, but I've lost my momentum and not sure how to get it back. Okay, here's how you get your momentum back. Just start and then make yourself a schedule. Use Google Calendar. Set a certain block of time. You need to do this. Set a certain block of time where you work on recording, whatever the task is, and just do it. And keep it like an hour long. And then stop at the end. Don't keep going for hours if you just plan to do an hour of work. Stop when you're done. And that's how you'll get your momentum back, and you can keep that momentum when you stay on that schedule. People always say, be consistent. Okay, how do I be consistent though? You manage your time. That's a huge part of it. Have a certain time block where you do a certain task. I have recording session, Roblox development work session. I have message editors and thumbnail designers session. I have all these things in my calendar, and I do it at the same time each day that I have it scheduled. Gym, same time each day that I have it scheduled. Even though recently I haven't. I've been a bit later, like 8 p.m. Like right now I'm going to be going to the gym pretty late. I'm going to go to the gym right after this stream. But in general, just the same time on schedule. If you do things at the time you plan out, you're just going to be more consistent. You need structure, because without structure, it's very easy to fall into your sedations, like just endlessly scrolling content. Whatever it is that you do that wastes your time, or overthinking, like we were just talking about for many minutes of this stream. Very in-depth discussion on that. You need structure to not fall into the swamp of all your sedations and all your thoughts and emotions and whatever. All the things that hold you back from doing what you need to do to get the results you want. Those things come up. That's why I call it the swamp. That's the term I've made for it. The swamp comes up when you don't have structure, right? You can't just out-discipline it. You can't out-discipline just scrolling on YouTube, having a YouTube addiction. You need times where you do things. You need a schedule. And that way, it's like, okay, this is what I have to do. Put the phone away. This is this hour. I can use the phone afterward as a reward. And when you have that plan, when you have that, this is what we're doing today, you just end up getting more done, and you stay more consistent. That is how consistency works. That's the science of consistency on a day-to-day basis. But also don't overdo it, right? So I don't like talking too much about like burnout, because I think that people use that as an excuse. But the way you prevent that is just by sticking to your schedule. As I said, don't go overboard. Hit the mark that you aim for, 1 hour of recording videos, and then stop. Take a short break, 15 minutes, then get back to it. Get into your next work block in your Google Calendar. All right, cool. Design the thumbnail, whatever it is. Oh, cool. Design the thumbnail's done after 30 minutes. Oh, it says it's lunch break now on my Google Calendar. Go do that. Stop when you plan to stop. Even if you feel like you didn't get that much done, stop. That's how you prevent burnout. Simple. It's just a day-to-day action. It's not magic. What are the secrets or things game dev don't see when creating a game? From Izzy. I have a question. Do you delegate some work to other people to work on more important projects or dev content if it isn't worth your time? Yeah, I do. I do a lot of delegation, like I just talked about. Thumbnails. I piss a lot of people off by delegating them to AI on occasion, like this one. I'll also delegate it to thumbnail designers who sometimes end up using AI. But I will delegate work to people, to AI sometimes. These two are designed by me, as an example. I like this style. I might do more of these. Do I hire people? Yeah, we're going to hire a scripter soon to work on, as I talked about in this video, to work in Jimmy games. We're doing interviews for that right now. Yeah, delegation is essential because it's leverage. Watch on Smarty RBX if you want to hear more about that. Like leverage, you can apply that to YouTube. You can apply that to anything. So if you're here and you aren't like a Roblox developer, you can go check out Smarty RBX. There's a lot of business information that you'll find very useful there, and you can apply it to other things if you watch it and you think about it that way. What are the secrets or things game devs don't see when creating a game? All right, this isn't a game dev channel. I'm not going to talk about that. But just go to Smarty RBX. That is all the stuff people don't see. Like this right here. This right here. You see this? This is what people don't see. You see this? This is what people don't see. You see this? These are the secrets. You see this? This is the secret. I make these videos, and yeah, a lot of people get very angry. They get very mad. Because I'm saying it like it is. This is the truth about how development works. Take it or leave it. A lot of people will not take it. They will get angry. They will write books in the comment section about how angry they are, frothing at the mouth. But the reason I make these videos, in large part, is because they help me. I am saying exactly what devs need to hear, exactly what I need to hear. I'm saying all the things I'm saying in my videos because this is what I need to hear right now. Roblox is a business. Don't just follow your passion. Smarty. Like half the time, I'm literally saying something in this video to like program myself to act in a certain way. Like that is what content can do for you, right? You can make videos not just to help your past self, but to help your current self. So I'll admit it. Smarty RBX videos, they are a selfish act. Much of the time, because I'm posting videos that help me. I'm posting videos that have the information I need. It is self-centric content. Strategy first Roblox game development. All these ideas, this is what devs need to hear. And it helps me to understand my own way of thinking and get clarity on my own thoughts, my own views on development when I make a 30-minute long video on it. And if that's going to be my journal, if I'm going to journal about it, I might as well do it publicly. I might as well post it because then I'm not just writing down my thoughts like we were talking about, like that's just overthinking. I'm putting out a piece of content at the same time. Right? So people they can hate on my journal all they want. They can try to burn it down. I do not give a shit because it's my journal. I'm writing what I want. I'm saying what I want. And I'm saying what helps me. So if you're here for the ride and you recognize that, like, whoa, Smarty is saying what he needs to hear. That means I better listen up. He's not just making some, I hate the word slop, but a slop dev video. Oh, 5 tips, 5 feel-good tips to be a better dev. 5 tips to learn scripting. I'm not making those videos, man. I will give you the cold, hard truth. I will say it like it is. And that will ruffle some feathers, and that's fine. But if you see that, like this is what I'm saying this because this is exactly how I see Roblox development, literally to a T. Like some people think, oh, this is just rage bait. No, these are my actual thoughts. This is what I've been thinking for years. I just finally stepped up and put it out there. I finally got the courage, right? To go out there and say these things, knowing that I get hated, knowing that I get flamed with all kinds of posts on X about me. Oh my God, he's selling a course. He made a poop game. All the common shit that people say, right? I knew it would come, but this is just my journal, bro. You can come by and read my journal, and you can get angry at it if you want, but I'm just posting, man. Like, I just work here. So, hey, that's how it works, man. So that's self-centric content, and I think it's an exercise in confidence building to share what you think about a topic genuinely. Like, what do you actually think? Not what other people will think, not what other people will think of you if you say what you think. What do you think? Not filtered, not limited by, oh no, if I say this, I'm going to get hated on. Cut all that away. What do you think? Say that. Deal with the hate. You will not believe how much more confident you'll get. You would not believe it. Because now you know that you can face the fire of endless criticism and hate comments. You know that you can handle it. So now if somebody says some shit to you in real life, it doesn't affect you at all. because you've read 1,000 criticisms of you online. You've read 1,000 insults. You've read 1 million of these people writing books about you and how much they think you're a horrible person. You've read all that, so you think somebody coming along just insulting you in your day-to-day life is going to affect you? Hell no. You build a very thick skin by doing this, because this is public relations. This is public communication to the masses. That's what you're doing. You're speaking to everyone, theoretically, right? You're speaking to planet Earth. You're posting videos that anybody could watch, right? And yes, there's a chance people don't like you. In fact, there's a guarantee people won't like you if you're actually out here saying what you think and posting what you want. There's a chance, or there's a guarantee that you'll get hate, right? You just have to accept that it's part of the process. It's like getting gum on your shoe. It just happens. Oh, if I'm walking around on the sidewalk, I'm going to get some gum stuck on the bottom of my shoe. Who cares? It's just part of the process, man. You want to walk on sidewalks? You want to be able to walk on sidewalks? You're going to have to deal with the gum. YouTube is a sidewalk. You want to walk down that sidewalk, you're going to have to deal with the fucking gum on your shoe called hate comments. It just is what it is. Just wash the shoe off when you get home. Like, who cares? Right? It's just they're just gum on my shoe at this point. And maybe I would have cared more like years ago. Like I said, like before, I wouldn't post about what I'm posting about now. I wouldn't post strategy first. I wouldn't post all the business stuff. I wouldn't post all these things because I knew I'd get hated. But I finally was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do it. Right here, 3 months ago. Right? I put it out in public. No avoidance, just say it. All right. This has been an excellent stream, but it is time for me to hit the gym because Google Calendar says so, as I have planned out. So, see you later. And subscribe to this channel. Notifications on. Press the like button. And also, if you came in this stream at any point after it started, watch the whole thing back. Tons of value.